Hello. Just catching on our oracle on this chilly Thursday morning. Almost said Wednesday. That's the thing about bank holidays. It always throws me off a day. But next week, go right back to normal. Just waiting on my car to warm up and stuff like that. So before I get moving, because driving with a cold engine does nobody any good. And all that jazz. And I'm on like the bottom of my lip balm container. All that jazz. I didn't realize it was Mercury in retrograde coming up. That means we're in the pre-shadows. Just like, okay, that low-key should kind of explains a few things. But at the same time, it's like, great, this bitch again. Because, like, this explains the past energies I kept getting yesterday, and I'm like, no. Like, go away and leave me alone. Sometimes the past just does not understand why they're not wanted. It's an emotional thing most of the time, involving feelings. But the theme I'm getting this retrograde is distorted Libran energy. So somebody here was on a revenge streak when they really had no business being on one, when you sit and think about it. If you're like me, you are kinda well versed in sniffing out distorted, low vibrational energies at this point in the game. If you're not, you need to learn how. And so on down that line. But a lot of times when people are running on emotion with little to no logic, people can get a little destructive. It's going to result in something that, I'm sorry, is not going to fix. Ooh, my brakes are cold this morning. Somebody was just trying to pump the brakes on something before it even had a chance to get off the ground. There's a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, and I keep hearing, I just wanted a second chance. And the thing is, just because you want a second chance doesn't mean the person, business, whatever, you want a second chance with, wants another chance with you. I don't know, there's somebody, it's something about somebody being stuck in their south node. They need to find out what their south node is. Like, for example, mine is Libra. And it's just like, I'm not bringing balance to shit. That's the kicker. I'm not bringing balance to anything. But at the same time, nobody squares up on me like people with strong placements in my south node. I cannot tell. Like, the majority of the people that square up on me are Libra moons, mostly. And it's crazy. But at the same time, I don't care about your feelings on the matter, how you feel, or what you're thinking. When you make plans with my person and you don't run it by me, I'm going to carry on with whatever it is I'm doing. Your feelings be damned on the matter. I do not care. Somebody here just put all of their eggs into one basket and the whole thing just kind of blew up in their face. And he's like, you know what? Did you run it by the person you made the plan on? Did you run it by them? Did you communicate with them? Did you pick up the phone and call them? Because a lot of times you want to manifest something so bad But the thing is, the other person on the receiving end of what you're wanting to manifest is completely clueless. And that's the thing about us spiritual folks. We're not mind readers. So projecting a bunch of whack-ass bullshit energy our way until we focus on you and you get the outcome you seek, we're labeling you a spoiled brat. And a lot of times that blessing you are petitioning God for, well, guess what? You prayed for it. You technically got it, but you rejected it because she didn't look like a Victoria's Secret model. Her packaging wasn't opulent enough. She didn't come with enough finances. She didn't have a bottomless pit for a credit card. She didn't come with a trust fund. She didn't live in the right zip code. She didn't drive the right kind of car. There was too much weight around her hips, even though she was in the process of losing it at the time. Like, there's little things. Somebody here rejected God's gift due to materialism, hence the Nicodemus I've been getting like crazy. Some people don't want to do what they should because they're afraid of how it's going to look to their friends, their family, their peers. Is there a financial advantage and stuff like that? Like, that's one of the reasons why I'm still single. Is because they want a Barbara the Builder to build them up. But if it's one thing I know about the women who end up being Barbara the Builder, is they eventually get cheated on and eventually divorced, majority of the time. There's a chiropractor in my area whose wife put him through med school, the whole 9 yards. Ends up cheating on her with a secretary or something like that. She put him through college. His ex-wife, Barbara, we shall call her, put him all through college, put him all through med school. And what does he do? They'll use you at times to build themselves up, but the second they get their money right where they want it to be, off they go. And what's funny is I'm coming up on the interstate of the exit I usually get off on. It's a little clustered up. It's moving, but it's clustered up. But subsequently, there is time for me to take a detour for me to avoid all that. See, some of us can see that. So some of us can see all that, and we're not dumb. And the truth is, women with good hearts that are lover girls at heart like me, you get tired of the bullshit. You want love. You want them to love you back. You also want to be able to respect your partner and him respect you as well. And so on down that line. But when you're being judged for things that aren't supposed to matter, it's hard to overlook. And as I said on my TikTok this morning, once I clock you as a Nicodemus, that's it. Like, there's no coming back from that. It does not matter what you achieve. It doesn't matter the house you live in, the car you drive, your bank account, how much you make, your credit score. Like, I know you to be an opportunistic gold digger. There's no coming back from that. There's no coming back from that. There's somebody about to tear up because he's being forced to see the truth. And the truth is, the person that wants a second chance with me, I just don't harbor any love and affection organically for him. I've never cared for him. Never have I ever cared for him. Because it's one of the things I cannot stand is people who try to utilize love spells. It's always somebody I am never attracted to. They're not my type. Immaturity and lacking emotional intelligence is enough to repulse me. It is more than enough to repulse me. Because there's a handful of men out here too that want to marry up in terms of money, but keep the love of their life as a side piece. And I cannot tell you how disrespectful that is. That is so insulting. Like, no. If it's not putting a wedding ring on my finger, I'm not interested. And that's that on that. If I'm not being made a wife, I'm not having anybody's kids. And like, these are boundaries that are not negotiable, that these men did not realize until the I do's were said with this woman over here. And it's just like, I ain't doing it. Get somebody else. Get somebody else to do it, because I am not. Because the reason a lot of spells, and since we're on the topic of love spells and stuff like that, the reason a lot of spells don't work, not just because there's lacking organic affection for the person that's paying to have it cast. In order for a lot of curses to be broken over a person's life, true love is the breaker of that curse, which is why they're so hell-bent on destroying your love life. It's cruel, it's abusive, and utterly pointless, because what they did not take into account was self-love, coming into union with oneself, balancing the masculine and the feminine energies within your vessel. Self-love. If I did not love myself, I would be a side piece voluntarily. I love myself, I respect myself, and I actually value my reputation. I'm old school. Get over it. And sometimes I just don't like the person that's trying to bring me to heel. I just don't like the motherfucker. I don't. Because when people ask me, who is your husband, what they're really asking is, who is your handler? Who is your handler? I don't have a handler. And for the person who keeps trying to put me in a spiritual type of marriage, that shit is not going to be honored in the spirit. Because trying to marry me in spirit while being married to another person, yeah, no. No, God is not happy about that. God is not happy about that. So you know what? If there truly was a soul contract between us, it got ripped to shreds. And it's the distorted Libran energies, like the fool in this energy, it's his fault. Because my thing is this, if it ain't got nothing to do with me, I'm not looking at it. Feelings be damned on the matter. If it ain't got nothing to do with me, I ain't touching it. If it's not bringing what I want to manifest for myself to fruition, I'm not looking at it. Again, your feelings be damned. You should never base your success on the failure of others. You should never try to tie your blessings to people that do not consent to dealing with you. Because for a man who is not my 3D legal spouse to try to bring me to heel, it's fucking laughable. It's laughable. Because I'll tell you what's being reviewed in spiritual court right now. Spirit spouses. Forced marriages in spirit. If there's a discrepancy down on the 3D, you in trouble. And you know what? That is not my problem. And with that, everyone have a good day.